Yes, we are back. I'm waiting for everybody to come in. I will apologize as soon as everybody comes in. Hello, cool guy. How are you? I apologize. Rob is going to be coughing a lot in the background. Okay. No, he does not have COVID, and either do I. We have been having fevers and coughs. My voice keeps cracking in and out. Excuse me. We did have 11 people back on. Okay, so again, I apologize. I got a little annoyed with Rob for coughing in the background. I apologize with my heart. And again, I apologize to Rob. I love you very, very much, as he knows. And we cut the news feed. Then we tried to get it back, and we couldn't do that. But we're back up again. Okay, so welcome, everybody. Welcome, AGM. How do you say that?
AGM PCAM.
AGM PCAM. Hello. Oh, you're Patricia. Hello. Mapalisa. Hello. We're okay. Rob's sick. Rob has been coughing a lot. And again, hello, Sherry. Yes, we are doing karma tonight. One of the biggest topics that everybody wants to know about. So we're waiting for everybody to come in. Cool guy says, Robert, we love you. We love you to pieces. He says, thank you. He is sweating horribly. Do you want me to put the air conditioning on?
Yeah.
Okay. If everybody, I'm going to bring Rob in so everybody can see Rob. Hello, Sherry. And Angels in Scorp, New Jersey, or NJ. Rob's going to come in for a minute while I turn the air conditioning on. Okay. So just bear with us, Rob, please, and thank you.
Hello, one and all. We're all coughing in this house, and it's making life miserable for everybody. I'm glad you clicked off because they said the chat was disabled. Yeah, everything was disabled. I'll let Lori describe that. Hi, guys. Thanks, cool guy. Yeah, so tonight we're going to be talking about karma. Yeah, it's, I don't know, we all came down with something. I'm not sure what it is. It's started with headaches, Lori last night, and then I, throughout the course of the night, developed a headache, and then Brendan said he had a headache this morning, and we're all still standing. It's just headaches and sweating. I think it's just with all the constant temperature changes and things. So I'm going to bring back Lori. She's going to start on her karma session tonight. It's a topic. It's not a long topic. It's not a deep topic, but it is something that we all deal with throughout the course of our life and our lives.
Tell everybody thank you for your nice comments.
And thank you for all your concerns and feeling better and stuff. I appreciate all that. And again, everybody just remember Tanya in your prayers. She's going through, I guess she tested positive and is also diagnosed with pneumonia. So turmeric tea. Oh, we've tried all kinds of things in this house. Turmeric is something that we have a lot of. Okay, so I'm going to bring Lori back.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
You're in your bare feet.
Yes. Love you. Okay, everybody. Hello and welcome. Again, Ataya and everybody, Sherry, Gail, all of you, Hamani, hello again. Very, very sorry. Rob and I had a little bit of a volatile beginning there with his coughing and everything, so I just cut the feed. And I apologize profusely for each and every one of you. And Rob knows that I love him very, very much, and he loves me. Again, all of us are sick in the house, but we're going forward, and we're going to try to nip this in the bud. I just turned the air on for Rob. He was sweating profusely. So, yeah, I know. We're funny. We are.
We're normal.
We're normal. What normal people do, right?
We don't agree on everything.
So if you guys just be patient, if you don't hear things with Rob coughing in the background, just ask me to repeat it or vice versa. Okay. All right. So the big topic at hand. No, first of all, we're going to send deep healing powers again to Tanya Ridgway. Again, she has tested positive for COVID. Her whole family is going to test positive. Her son already has tested positive, and she was in the hospital. I don't know if she's still in the hospital or not. Can you check on that for me?
Cool guys right there.
Cool guy. Is she in the hospital right now? Can you tell me that, please? And thank you. Hello, Kylie. And yes, we're going to nip it in the bud. We are. But again, we don't have COVID. We don't think. We believe that we've been through that already. Our weather is up and down like night and day. It gets very, very hot one day, and I'm talking about 100 degrees, and then it drops right down to almost 6 degrees at nighttime. And then it will rain all day the next day, and it'll be very cold and a wind, and it affects us because you're turning air on, you're turning it off, you're turning it on, you're turning it off, debating or not whether to turn heat on or whatnot. That's how bad it goes. It's really bad, but anyhow. Okay, so doctor has given her medication and rest after a month. She's back home. Okay, so Tanya Ridgway is back home. Let's all close our eyes, please, and thank you, and go into deep prayer and send deep healing powers to Tanya right now. Please, everybody close your eyes. Dear God, divine spirit, deity, higher gods and goddesses and ascended masters, please allow your beautiful light to penetrate to Tanya, her son, her father, her other family members. Please touch and heal Tanya, her son, her father, her family members. Please penetrate through them and heal this horrible virus that they have succumbed to of getting COVID-19. Please reach out and touch each and every one of them. Please give them the strength, the wisdom, the courage to fight this and to come through this. Please send your deep healing powers from each and every one of us on the live chat right through to Tanya and her family. I ask you in the name of our Father, through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Okay, so she is going to recover. That she is. It's going to take some time. There goes my voice. She is going to recover. It's going to take some time, but she will get there. Okay, she will. All right, so karma. What is karma? Well, a lot of people, and excuse my language for saying it, they say karma's a bitch, right? I had to say that because everybody is familiar with that expression, right? Karma, what goes around, comes around, right? A lot of people have not really figured out what karma is exactly. Well, karma comes from our soul contracts, okay? Before we incarnate into this earthly realm, we get a soul contract. And picture it as being a piece of paper, okay? And how you're going to live out your life experiences. Number one, before you even get a chance to design what soul purpose you're going to do, everything that you have done pertaining to your past life is what you have to do in this lifetime. So if you're a really bad bugger in your last time, in your past life, or the lifetime before, and the lifetime before, and you never learned your lessons, you never grew as an individual to fully evolve and learn the experience that you were supposed to learn, then you're going to have to come back in the karma circle and continually to do it until the lessons are learned. Again, a lot of people think it's what we're doing in this lifetime. Yes, a major part of it has to do what we're doing in this lifetime, the way that we act, the way we choose to interact with other people, the way we talk to people, the way that we treat people, good, bad, or indifferent, right? But again, you have to follow your soul's journey, and I'm going to get into that. Again, karma, it's it's residue from your past life that has to be resolved in this lifetime. Okay, as I said, you made mistakes in your past life. And this is why we're not supposed to know what mistakes we made in our past lives, because if we knew, then we would pay karma off and we wouldn't evolve in this lifetime, right? And we wouldn't learn as human beings, right? That's why we're erased from our memories unless we go to the Akashic records and find out. But again, that's another topic. Again, what we do in our lifetime is through the karmic period that we have to follow through. Okay? So karma is a major, major thing of why each and every one of us is here. Okay? And always remember, there is really no such thing as good karma, bad karma, lucky karma. It is what it is. It's karma. So I don't want anybody to think that it's good karma, bad karma, or lucky karma. Karma is karma. No way that you look at it. Okay? Plain and simple. We are souls spiritually, okay, that have to evolve. We are held accountable for what we create. I'm just going to move this light. It's really penetrating in my eye. So just bear with me. Okay. Okay, so karma, again, we are spiritually here and we are held accountable to create good things and promote and allow good things to happen in our life in order so we can evolve and learn from our experiences and what we go through. Okay. We are constantly in the process of balancing our karmic debts for responsibility for our own creations, such as an example. Yes, absolutely. Because you're in the eyes of the divine, you're taking a life, right? So yes, an abortion in a past life. Well, whoops, I don't know what happened there. Okay. I just seen something melt. Did you see that? It's really weird. Okay, I don't know. Bear with me. Yes, so an abortion from a past life. Absolutely, 100%. We have free will, free choice, right? And we were given that. Why? Now, I want you all to think about this. Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, right? And God went to Eve and said, do not eat that fruit, right? But the serpent came up to her. And this is where the devil and everything else comes into, which I'm not going into, because it's free will and free choice is basically what it is, okay? Anyhow, her subconscious mind told her, you can eat the fruit. Nothing is going to happen to you, right? And she told Eve, it's okay that we eat the fruit. What happens? They were taken out of the Garden of Eden and thrown, right? Elsewhere. And they were no longer allowed to have the Garden of Eden. So with that being said, that has given us free will and free choice, good, bad, or indifferent. So for instance, say your neighbor, okay, is really, really sick, terminally, mentally, whatever. And you really don't want to have anything to do with your neighbor and you kind of ignore your neighbor. Think about it this way. Are you doing good? Are you evolving? Maybe that neighbor needs you to say hello to them. Maybe that neighbor is very, very lonely. Maybe that neighbor could, get a little bit of support from you. That is karma in every aspect of our life, right? But again, What we do in a past life, you will experience in this life. So you're paying a debt back for an abortion. Yes. Again, there was free will, free choice for you to have that abortion, but you have to, you reap what you sow. In other words, you have to pay back to karma. Was it a good decision? Was it the right decision? Was there consequences? And you think about it this way: you put it all out. Like the pros and the cons, right? You write down the pros. Well, would that child benefit growing up in your life? Would that child benefit with another couple or a couple who couldn't have kids, and so on and so forth, right? So you put in the pros and the cons. By the time you come up with the whole cons, you'll realize, oh, wait a second. If I made the right choice and I had kept the baby to term and then gave it up for adoption, that's making the right choice, because I'm giving a couple or whoever a chance to have a child when they can't have one. So you're reaping what you sow, right? You are paying back the mistake that you made by disregarding it altogether. Whoa, that's a major karma debt that you have to pay for. Okay. And I always say what goes around comes around. And I'm going to give this as a very good example. A man with a woman. Okay. Now this is not on anybody in particular. Okay. There's no names, no judging, no nothing. I am not judging anybody. Okay. I'm the furthest person to judge anybody. A man and a woman are together in matrimony. Okay. They have a sacred bond, right? The man decides that he's bored. He no longer wants to be fulfilled in this relationship. He's, I don't know, going through a midlife crisis, for instance. And he says, I want something. I want to feel alive again. I want a teeny bopper. I want to feel a young pup, right? Meaning he's going to look at other people and he's going to venture on into a new relationship, right? Hi, Tanya. Much love and light, and I'm glad you're resting. We did a deep prayer for you, just so you know, and we're sending deep, deep healing powers to you and positive energy your way, okay? And we love you, and we're praying for your speedy recovery for you, your son, and your family. Okay, so as I was saying, so you have this man that is bored in his marriage, for instance, and he wants to feel loved, he wants to come alive again. He feels the spark is gone. So he ventures into a new relationship with somebody younger, prettier, skinnier, whatever, right? Well, now think about this. This woman that comes into the relationship with this married man knows perfectly well that he's married. Say everything is open, right? And he tells her that he's married and the marriage is over, that it's not going anywhere, and they're going to get divorced, and so on and so forth, right? So this woman, this young pup, gets involved with this person and tells him, oh, you're handsome. I love you. The sexual chemistry between the two of us is phenomenal, and I want to be with you. And then you come to realize that he was not being honest. He was not being honest with his wife. He wasn't telling her that he was cheating on her or whatever, right? And then you become a three-party. And to make a long story short, let's just say the guy moves out and goes with the young pup. Now, that's karma. There's two people involved in the karmic situation now, right? You have the man and you have the young pup. You reap what you sow. So chances of the young pup experiencing what that husband did to the first person are greater than them living a happily and ever after life, right? You understand? So what goes around comes around. So again, you reap what you sow, right? So the chances of that man fooling around again on the young pup, absolutely, it's karma. Or the young pup fooling around on the man. Again, what goes around comes around. So he can face the consequences. We all face the consequences of our actions on our day-to-day life, even if it's a simple text message, picking up the phone, answering the door to somebody. And, it's, well, thank you. Or say Jehovah's Witnesses come to your door and you open it and you say, what do you want? Who do you want? Go away. I don't want anything. And you slam the door in their face. What goes around comes around. Say you have to go and pick up something at someone's house, for instance, or you're going to a grocery store and you ask somebody, could I have that buggy when you're finished with it? Or here's a quarter for the buggy or whatever. And they come back at you and say, I don't want your money. You're not getting my buggy. I'm using my buggy for myself. You see how karma plays back to you? You reap what you sow. Right? Just because you shut that door on that Jehovah's Witness, for example, I'm just giving it as an example, okay? And that's how it comes back, okay? But when you're really bad, like murderers, rapists, people who really, really, really break the law, okay? You're not punished when you go to the divine, number one. You are asked if you can do things differently, if you could have been a better person, if you could have experienced life a lot differently and made better choices than what you did. Basically, that's your life review. So karma plays a big role in that, right? Because everything that we do is pertaining to karma. Going into our vehicle and going to the grocery store is karmic. Going wherever we go throughout the course of the day, whatever we're doing throughout the course of the day is karma related. Plain and simple.
The karma aspect could be in the next life. You have to come back as a victim too.
Yes, and also the karma aspect in the life, you could also come back as the victim in a next life. It's as a lot of people, now when I've been talking to the divine, a lot of people who had really bad experiences in their lives and made a lot of bad choices, in order for them to work off karma very easily and very fast, so they don't have to drag it on, they will choose to come back as a person with Down syndrome, or being mentally challenged, or fully and physically mentally retarded, or severely handicapped. Again, why? Because they're having a hell of a time going through life, right? Life is really tough on them. That is karma that they're paying off from a past life, lives, plural, okay? And by the time that they pass on, their karma is completely paid off. So what we do in our lifetime and the choices that we make in this life all penetrates to the karmic life that we live. Plain and simple. If we're ignorant to our mother, our father, our sisters, our brothers, if you're not a nice person, if you don't give yourself, if you don't love yourself, if you're selfish, if you're greedy, if you're not willing to share, learn, appreciate, karma has to be worked. Okay? Again, because we are all divine beings, each and every one of us. And all of our goals is to become oneness with each and every one. Whether, you love each other, you share, you give, you appreciate each other. Oneness. It's very, very important. And a lot of people think that they've, become oneness, but then you sit back and you look at their situation. They're yelling and screaming at their kids and they're doing this and that. And you turn around and say, well, how is that oneness? Oneness is genuine love, to love, learn, appreciate, accept each and every one of us. Okay? So, and that's the unconsciousness side of God, the divine, plain and simple. So it's very, very easily. A lot of people think, oh, well, karma is nipping me in the bud this time just because the relationship didn't work. No, that's not karma. That's not karma. That's your choice. Free will and free choice plays a big part in it. Again, I can't stop you, or your own self-conscious can't stop you to go into a relationship, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. You have to experience it, and what you experience is how you evolve as a human being, right? King James in the Bible, for instance, the King James Bible, right? Do not deceive God. It is not mocked. For whoever a man soweth shall also reap what he sows, spiritually as well as physically. The type, the quality of seeds one plants will determine the quality of the crop that you harvest. As souls, we do come back to according to God's design. Again, our soul contract, right? Whether you find yourselves presented with the same lessons that you have to learn again and again and again, because we evolve, we learn through each and every one of our lives, right? So again, there are many times that people come back many lifetimes over and have to learn the same lessons over and over again because they don't learn it from the get-go. Okay? And then we do it until you learn the wisdom, until you learn the lesson that you need to be learned, you'll keep coming back. And again, karma can come from many lifetimes right through until the next lifetime. Spirit is forever patient in the process of learning. And always remember that. Spirit is very, very patient. Okay? There is no time. When I say time is fluid, there is no time with the divine. Okay? And I really want to cross this. Timing is fluid. That means it's non-moving, right? The divine, it doesn't move. For instance, when I say divine timing, it could be, I don't know, 3 years our time. In the divine, it will seem like 2 minutes. There is no time. Okay? So you can go through many lifetimes and you're going to think, oh my God, it's like an eternity that I'm going through this karmic situation. Well, according to the divine, you're not. Again, it's their plan and your plan. So you make up your soul plan, okay, according to all the bad things that you've done in your past lives. Now, this lifetime, you're put back here to learn from everything that you've done from the past, but in different circumstances. That's why you get to pick who you're with, who you intertwine with, and everything else is so you'll go down the right path, okay? And only you'll know at the end of your journey, such as with the divine, when you pass over, if you'll know if you completed your karmic life. And again, you won't know that until your actual physical life comes to an end. Rob, do you want to put anything in here?
Your soul has to evolve, and everybody's soul has
Can you just speak up a little bit more, hon? Sorry.
Your soul has to evolve according to God's plan, and they all evolve at different rates. One lesson that I learned at this lifetime, you may have learned 10 lifetimes ago. Or one lesson that you're learning now, I have still yet to learn. So the divine timing is all in the divine's pleasure, so to speak. They're going to help you develop your life plan before you're born. They're going to say, what do you need or what do you want to accomplish in this lifetime? You're going to have to work off some karma, but how are you going to do that? So we have a say before we're born as to the path we're going to attempt to take. Once we're born, we have no physical memory of that, but we are given the free will. Okay, now, your subconscious, your soul knows what has to happen. Here's the free will. Here's the apple in the Garden of Eden. Are you going to work towards your goals, or are you going to choose the easy road? If not, karma says, you're going to keep repeating until you get it right. Agreed? No?
Yes, very much so. Karma, the action of body, speech, mind, affects every aspect of our life. Plain and simple. And you can't change that. The law of karma is one of the most important laws governing our lives. When we understand it and live our understanding each and every day, we will then act on what we know and then experience a sense of wholeness and peace. Once we come to terms with what we need to accomplish and how to accomplish it. So with Bill saying about you're very anxious about the last days, about what will happen when you die. Again, I have a lot of videos. They're all in live. What are they in?
Some are in live and some are in playlist.
Some are in playlist and some of them are in live. Okay. Pertaining to what happens when you pass on and go into the afterlife. There's a whole bunch of videos that we've already done from our Wednesday night session. So to put your mind at ease, you're welcome to visit those. Okay. And it will help a better understanding, especially passing when you do pass on from this life, because again, we're just going to another realm. Okay, we're leaving the 3D realm and we're going into a new realm. And then we grow even more into new dimensions to the point that we are one with oneness. Okay.
When we pass on from this life, it's not the end, it's the beginning.
Yes, when we pass on from this life, it is not the end, it is only the beginning. Okay. This is just a part of life. Okay, everybody has life, right? This is just dying is just a part of it, a very, 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 very small part. All right. Also, just so you know, the way that you do pass on in this life is related to karma that you have done in the past lives. So it's either good, bad, or indifferent. Again, some people choose to have a horrific illness or a horrific car crash or falling off a mountain, I don't know.
Or in their sleep.
Or in their sleep, natural, heart attack, murdered, whatever. It has to do with karma from a past life and your soul contract, okay? And then once you get to the other side of the divine, which you do, that karma is paid off, okay? But I want everybody to have a clear comprehension of karma, okay? Paying attention to what we're doing, how we're saying it. Are we being full aware of what is actually happening around us? Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. Pay attention, because it is what we reap is what we sow. It is so real. Karma is the reason why we exist today. Each and every one of us, trillions and trillions and trillions of people. That is why we're all here, is to evolve, to pay off our karmic debts, number one, to learn from our karmic experiences, number two, to evolve as a human being, number three, to learn, to grow, to love, to appreciate many, many things in this life path. Okay. Again, it all comes back to karma. And yes, cool guy, there is a beautiful divine universe there with many, many galaxies. Absolutely 100%. There's no questions about it. Can we go to different galaxies? Absolutely. That's another, that's an astral projection. Again, we can visit them. Absolutely. Even when you pass on and you go into the divine, you can go to any galaxy that you desire. You can go visit other planes of existence. Absolutely 100%. Again, we just shield this vessel when we pass on. The vessel, we borrow a vessel when we come into this life form, okay? And we shed it when we leave it. And as I speak of all this, and there's a reason why I pick all the topics that I do. Now, if all of you remember all the topics that we've gone through, and we've done so many of them, connecting with our loved ones, connecting with our guardian angels, twin flame soulmates, the Akashic records, all of that, karma, connect the dots because it's all connected. You will see this, that every topic that we talk about is all connected. Okay?
Answer Sherry there.
Sherry, can we change our contract, Lori? No, you cannot change your contract once you are born in the physical form. You can change your contract once you're in the divine. Yes, you can absolutely change your contract, but not when you're in the physical form and living out your life. No. Lori, can we also discuss karmic soulmates? Yes, absolutely. Karmic soulmates. That is when you are to go into a relationship with somebody. You think it's love. You think, how can I word this? You think it's love. You think it's a twin flame soulmate relationship. You feel like it's destiny and fate that brought the two of you together, and boom, things start happening. They're narcissists. They're very violent, or they're very controlling. They're cheating, manipulating you. They're very controlling. A lot of lessons that you have to learn off a karmic relationship. For one, why does one have to go into a karmic relationship? To learn the lessons of what genuine love is. If we don't experience, now really think about this, if we don't experience pain, heartache, and suffering, right? Cruelty, dishonestment, someone who cheats, someone who lies, who manipulates, who controls us. If we don't experience that, how are we going to experience what true 100% divine love is? Think about it. Because we've never experienced in our life, how do we know, right?
The karmic.
So going into a karmic relationship is to help you evolve. It's lessons that you have to learn from the relationship, even if it's good, bad, or indifferent, controlling, manipulation, lying, cheating, betrayal, beating up, abusive, a genuine evil person. You have to learn the lessons that you're supposed to learn in that relationship, and that's why we have karmic relationships. And we go through multiple karmic relationships in your divine plan, in your soul contract, before you're even brought here. Okay? You pick the people that are going to play out in your life. You pick your father, you pick your mother, you pick your siblings, you pick your aunts, your uncles, your grandparents, everybody. They're all related. And you think about that. Well, grandparents and great grandparents and so on and so forth. They're all related. We are all oneness, right? So again, you pick everybody that's going to intertwine. You pick your soulmate, you pick your twin flame, you pick, again, we have up to 7 soulmates per lifetime. You pick the people that are going to be the bad relationships to learn and pay off karma, right? So say John, Peter, Paul, and Luke, right? Those are the 4 karmic relationships that you have to go through to learn a karmic lesson. 1, to learn about love. 2, to learn about appreciation, to know what true love is, to know what needing is. Again, they're not cruel divine, okay? Our higher gods and our ascended masters are not cruel. They don't want to cause us heartache, pain, sorrow, and suffering. They want us to learn. They want us to evolve. They want us to grow and become one, okay? But again, you have to learn to get there. And these are the karmic lessons that you have to learn to get there. It's just like being a baby. You can't be a baby and then run. You have to learn baby steps. You have to crawl. You have to learn how to walk, and then you can run, right? It's the same thing. Especially with karmic relationships, you're paying off karma debts. You're learning in that situation, And you, again, the tarot, and I'm only bringing up the tarot for one particular reason. The Justice card and the Judgment card. The Justice card, for instance, it's karma. You reap what you sow. What goes around comes around. This is a karmic relationship, and it usually comes in when it's a karmic relationship, okay? Or if there's a divorce or whatever going on, okay? But usually 80% of the time, it's a karmic relationship, and you've been justified, you've reaped what you sow, and now it's time to move on, that the divine is giving you a new beginning. Judgment usually comes in, and judgment is saying, wake up. Haven't you learned the lessons from karma yet? Haven't you learned that, someone who is taking you for granted, someone who's lying to you and manipulating you and being dishonest with you, it's not love. Wake up, because we want to raise you up from the ashes and revive and rejuvenate you, rebirth you, so you're ready to experience divine love. But again, it's free will. It's free choice, whether we do or not. Okay?
You have to look at a karmic relationship the same thing as people look at their past and they say, oh, I had a lot of troubles back then, I had a lot of issues. You have to look at it in the form that they're not issues, they're not troubles, they're opportunities.
Yes, as Rob said, a lot of people look at karmic relationships and said, oh, well, I've had a lot of problems, I had a lot of issues. No, they were opportunities for you to learn, to grow, to make the right choices in the new things that were coming into your life. So you learned from your mistakes. And that's what it's all about. It's a learning. It's forever learning and knowing with each other. Yes, absolutely. When you pass on to reconnect with your parents, absolutely, 100%. That is the 99% of the time. It's either your parents or your grandparents or your ancestors that meet you, that come to get you when you do pass. Okay, but you are reunited, absolutely, with your parents, with sisters, with your relatives, with lost pets, with your pets that were so much, they had so much love and everything. Absolutely, you're reconnected with all of it, 100%. Hi, Tina from Sweden. Hello. Okay, any more questions? So the karma we sow in this life doesn't reap in this lifetime. Sorry if I answered. No. Yes and no. I'm going to let Rob answer that.
There is no time frame for overall karma. You can go through karmic sessions in one lifetime. But anything that's unfinished or anything that needs to be addressed, you will address in a future lifetime. So yes, are there things that you'll reap in this lifetime? Yes. Think about, we've all heard the stories of in a country where there's a high level of poverty, and there's a story about a little girl that gets up from the table and her parents say, how come you're not eating? And she says, oh, I am. And she picks up her leftover plates and fills up the plate and then goes outside and feeds a homeless man. Will she reap the benefits from that?
Yes,
she will. And the same thing as, I'll call him a thug for lack of a better word, but somebody that preys on other people and takes and steals whatever they want. But when it happens to them, it's the end of the world for them. They get all, the injustice. Well, it is justice. You reap what you sow. And a lot of people that put out bad karma, they'll put out bad scenarios in the world, like stealing from other people in that. Well, they get stolen from too. And it's a vicious cycle for some, but do they learn their lesson? Not necessarily. Chances are it is a lesson that will continue into the next life. What you reap, you sow. What you sow, you reap.
Also, I was going to say something, and I was really deep involved with what Rob was saying. I'm sure it will come back to me. See, there are many forms of karma that people are not aware of, okay? We have spiritual karma, divine karma, mental karma, physical karma, emotional karma. And once our karma is finalized, we can go to one of the 6 different realms in the divine. Yes, there are 6, and there's actually more, okay? But the 6, and the 6 is being oneness. It is the highest and biggest realm possible that you could possibly reach, okay? That is where the heavens are. That is where your ancestors are. Now, again, once we get to the divine, okay, and I'm sorry, I'm distracted by the chat. Once we get to the divine, we sit down with our ascended gods and our higher masters, okay? And what I mean by ascended gods and higher masters, it's Jesus, it's God, it's Moses, it's Noah, it's Buddha, it's what is it? Allah?
Yeah,
Allah.
it's whatever the divine is known to you.
Yes, whatever the
faith.
divine is known to you as you
In your faith.
In your faith, you put a label on it. Those are our ascended masters, okay? Our higher gods and goddesses. Again, so again, you'll go over your life cycle, right? And once you have taken responsibility for the karma in your life, that is the biggest thing, is once you get up there and you take responsibility for it, then you learn, then you grow from it. And then you can move on to new experiences once you're up there, okay? What else did I want to say? I wanted to say something else. Oh, for instance, with me, and I'm going to give you an example. I had to learn karma, even though I was a very, very small baby, okay? Or my parents had to learn it, or the 3 of us had to learn it. I was born, now this is going back, okay? I was born in 1969, okay? At that time, there wasn't a lot of knowledge and a lot of medical things that you could do for premature babies. I was born. Hello?
I'm trying to check our feed stop.
I was born in 1969, and there was very little medical devices and stuff like that. Yes, they had incubators for preemies, right? Premature babies. But the chances of them living was next to no. With me, I was born just, well, I'm not going to say that, just over 6 months. I was just right, I hit the 7th month mark by 1 day. And so I was 7 months, sort of, give or take, actually 6, but complete 6, but the 7th day. I only weighed in at 2 pounds, and I was like a little thing like this. And the chances of me surviving was next to no. This is karma, again, that my parents had to go through for whatever they did in a past lifetime. And my lungs were completely undeveloped. They hadn't even developed yet. What are you doing, Rob?
Our chat feed has stopped.
Our chat feed has stopped. I apologize. It is frozen for some reason. Rob is trying to move it over. Here we go. Hopefully you guys can still see me. These are the interactions that I'm talking about that I don't like. But anyhow.
It doesn't affect the camera.
Okay. All right. So anyhow, the feed is okay here. All right, perfect. So Yeah, is suicide or killing somebody bad karma? Suicide, no. That is, again, put in the belief system that was to scare us. And I will get into that as soon as I'm finished my story. Again, my parents, I was a preemie baby. I wasn't supposed to be alive. And they can call me miracle baby or whatever you want to call it at that particular time, because all they had was incubators, right? And they didn't have the technology that they do today to help people survive and learn and grow like they normally would if they were a primo baby. I didn't have eyelashes. I had no fingernails. I had no toenails. I had nothing. And again, one of those pillows, a marriage pillow where you put the rings on? Well, picture that, half the size. That is what my parents carried me on. I had my gestational system wasn't even formed yet. Again, that's all karma. And I struggled. When I was a little girl. I developed severe asthma. I have to be very careful with things that I come into because of my lungs, because they were so badly not developed the way that they should. Even today, I have an inner ear bone that was never developed, and I've had many surgeries to try to reconstruct an ear bone in my ear, and no go. It's karma, 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 karma. So, yeah. So getting back to, and again, that was my parents' karma and my karma that I must have did something really bad in my past lifetime. So is suicide karma, bad karma? No, suicide is not bad karma. The only thing is you're supposed to fill your life's purpose. And again, we have 3 exit points in a lifetime. Again, 3. This is put in our soul contract. And they're in place in case we can't get through life the way we want to, or we're struggling, or we don't want to go on anymore. There are 3 exit points that you can take. Suicide is one of them. As the Bible has said, again, those who commit suicide are going to be cast into hell. You can't go to heaven if you take your own life. Well, that's bullshit, and I'm sorry, but it is. You do go to heaven. There is no judgment in heaven, right? So you're not judged for committing suicide. You have to atone. You have to go through your life review. You have to experience what you should have experienced in your lifetime. All in all, you're going to have to go into therapy. And yes, there is therapy in heaven, if you want to call it therapy. There is another word for it. It's like counselors for taking your own life, sudden shock, and so on and so forth. But you can bet 100%, because you took your own life, the debt of karma is going to be put into your next life, and you're going to have to repeat everything that you had done in this lifetime, especially what you did not accomplish. As for killing somebody, absolutely, that is bad karma. 100%. You're going to have to atone for what you did, and if it's not justified, again, you reap what you sow. Taking a life, and you don't get rewards for taking somebody's life. Our job is to love each and every one, for no racism, no hatred, no anger, no resentment, love, oneness. You get it? Oneness. That is what oneness is. Not to lie, cheat, manipulate, hate, despise, steal, be racist. That is not oneness. That's selfishness. That's ego that gets in the way. When you become enlightened, there is no ego. Okay? I push my ego away. I have no ego. That's why I can laugh at myself. That's why I can laugh at others, but I want others to know that I'm laughing with them, not against them. I don't judge people that I do readings for. I don't judge anybody that come on and tell me that they are transgender or bisexual or a transsexual or whatever, or a drug addict or an alcoholic or a sex addict. No, I'm one. I love each and everybody because we're all one people. Again, connect the dots. We're all on this earthly realm to serve our purpose, right? To grow, to learn, appreciate, and love each other. That's what it is, folks. You can't get rewarded for killing somebody. You can't get rewarded for committing suicide. No, but you can get rewarded for being kind to your next door neighbor. You can get rewarded for just loving each and every one with no races, no bias, no, pain, suffering, and sorrow, or causing someone to cry. That's not oneness. That's selfishness. That's ego. And when you become enlightened, you release that ego. You don't judge people. You accept people for who they are, good, bad, or indifferent. It's called unconditional love. There is no if, then, maybes, or buts about it, regardless of the circumstances that they've lived in their life, regardless of what they've been through, what they haven't been through, what they did, what they didn't do. Isn't it up to us to make them grow, to make them bring out the best in one another, to make them love each other so they see things differently, so they can evolve just like us? And that's why I do these Wednesday nights, is so I want to wake you up so you can see things through my eyes, from the divine's eyes. I connect with the divine on a daily basis. I get downloads on a daily basis. So, and I would like to say this, so forgive me if I can't come online. I know it shows that I'm online, but I'm not. Seriously, with Facebook or Messenger, and it says that I'm active. Because I don't sign out. I just shut my phone off, and when I get divine downloads, I have to be by myself. I can't be around other people, okay? Because there's too much information that's coming in. So, with that being said,
what Lori is doing, she's sharing her belief system with you.
Yes, I'm sharing my belief system with each and every one of you because I want you to experience the same things that I experience. And that is oneness, that is love, that is contentment, fulfillment in every sense of the word possible.
And at the same time, she's sharing these things with you. It is up to you to take from it and develop your own
belief system.
Because, as you know, there are so many faiths and religions in the world. And, one faith calls it Allah, another faith calls it God, another faith calls it Jehovah. And we're all brought up to believe different things. But ultimately, at some point in your life, and I would guess that a lot of you are here because you're at that point in your own personal growth.
I'm sorry, can I see your nose for a second? I'm listening to you, hon. At
some point in your personal growth, you have to develop your own sense of awareness to what is out there and what potential you have as a human being, as a soul within the divine's plan. Now, Sylvia said something a little while ago
right here
about profession requires to kill people. She's talking about police officers and the military. Well, that's not the same thing as a hardcore criminal that is killing people for the sake of killing people or killing people for taking what they want. A police officer or a military personnel, their job is to keep the peace. Is it right to kill someone? No. And will they have to atone for it at some point? Yes, they will. But it won't be treated like somebody who's going out and
purposely killing
people. And like Cool Guy said, there are many factors that come into play. And as a society, we allow certain things or certain people to get away with things that we do not generally accept as a whole. And the laws are there to protect us. And these people do what they do under the guise of protecting society as a whole. Is it right to kill someone? No. But when they get to where they have to go and they atone and they are one with the divine again, at some point they will have to atone for that through another karmic lifetime.
Absolutely. Again, this is going back to the 12 commandments. Thou shalt not kill. Okay. One, think about it. Okay. I'm not trying to change anybody's belief systems or whatever. Okay. People believe in the 12 commandments, right? Is it 12 or 10? 10 commandments, whatever.
12 apostles.
The 12 apostles. Moses, yeah, he went up in the mountains and he talked to God, but God did not strike down lightning and burn fire into the stone tabs. No, that's not what happened. Okay. Again, the Bible is a re-glorified story of what actually transpired. Okay. But are we allowed to kill people? No, you don't take a life for another life. I don't care if it's military, if it's police, or what have you. Okay. Even if the government is saying, well, there's just cause, I want you to go blow up Afghanistan because they have Al Saddam, or who was it? Whatever.
Like cool guy says, it's a topic that
that's a topic that is, completely
can be debated by
yes,
a million people, a million different ways.
And there's religions and everything else in there into place, and I'm not going to go there tonight. But with that being said, no, even if you're in the military and you have just cause to, take your jet and fire it on 20 million people or whatever, you have to atone. That's, killing somebody, plain right and simple. And
killing somebody out of self-defense is not going to be treated the same by the divine.
Yeah, you're not going to be.
Kill just for the sake of
okay, when you pass on, okay, with the divine, okay, as soon as you cross, boom, you're up there. One, you're reunited with your loved ones. Okay, you're reunited with your loved ones and you get to mingle with them, you get to talk to them and tell them how much you love them, you miss them, and they look so beautiful, they look so fresh and everything else. Okay, that's what happens, guys. And then you go and you are assigned special people there. They're angels that work for the divine. And they sit down with you and they ask you if you could have done things differently, if you could have done things different. And there's no judgment. Okay. They don't say, well, you're going to be hung for killing 25 million people. Well, no, that's not going to happen. I'll give you a very good example. Okay. Hitler is in the divine. Yes, even though he killed many, many people, and a lot of people don't think that it actually happened, but anyhow, to make a long story short, Hitler, for one, is in the divine. He is. He atoned for what he did. He did. Well, it's not my choice. I'm just the messenger. It was the divine's choice, not my choice. Did he atone for what he did and everything else? Most certainly. And he's probably still atoning for what he did. But that's not up to us. That's up to our ascended masters. That's up to the higher gods, the people upstairs that have that higher power than we do. Okay? But are you going to be hung? Are you going to be crucified? Are you going to be put in hell and brimstone? No, there is no hell and brimstone in heaven. Think about it this way. The divine wants you to love, to learn, to grow, to love each other, to become oneness. Where there's no war, there's no killing, there's no hatred, there's no resentment, there's no anger, there's no bitterness. They want everybody to love. So why would they inflict pain on us if that's what the accomplishment is? What I just described is divine love. And that's exactly what you get when you go to the divine once you shield the vessel that we occupy. So between the soul and divine, not our judgment to judge the divine's decision. Exactly. Yeah, Saddam, individual soul, he has to reap what he sows, big time. And you can bet that he has to come back and do it all over again because of what he did in this lifetime. That's the way it works. Plain Saddam Hussein, Atea, thank you so much. Exactly. That's the way it works. And that's karma. It is karma. And again, you have to atone for what you did. And by atoning means that you come back and you have to learn the lessons all over again. Oneness is growing, learning, sharing, appreciating, loving, giving, cherishing, accepting each other. Plain and simple, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent.
Karma is a tool that gets you there.
And karma is the tool that gets you there. So the next time that you want to call up that call center that has been constantly calling you and tell them off because they can't speak English or the language that you're in, or they're getting a little snarly on the phone, think about it this way. That's karma that they have to atone for. So when you're calling up that call center, say, hi, how are you? And if they're say, I love you, have a great day, and hang up. Again, that's karma, right? That's being oneness with people. Just like I give you the example, you open up your door and there's a Jehovah's Witness there trying to preach the Bible to you, and you don't want to hear it. And instead of slamming the door, just look at them and say, I know God loves me and I love God. Thank you. Have a great day. And then close the door. You're going to feel better. You didn't do anything wrong, right? Plain and simple. That's karma. That's the way it works. And again, if that person at the grocery store doesn't have that buggy for you and you have that quarter and you're asking somebody, just remember, not everybody is going to think the same as you. There are a lot of ignorant people out there. There are a lot of people that don't believe, they don't have faith, they've lost it, they've lost their way. But try to put in a little bit of kindness. A smile goes 1,000 ways. A smile is contagious. Saying hello, goodbye, good evening, good morning says a lot of things. And it can heal a lot of people. Always think about that. Just a simple good morning with a smile. Or you don't even have to smile. You just say, good morning, how are you today? I hope that your day is great. I hope you're having a good day. Because it goes a long, long way. Okay, so any questions? All right, so Gigild has a question. Greg, my son was born 2.5 months premature. Then he had to have open heart surgery at 4 months. He survived, but is that a karmic against our son, mother, or father? Wow, that is karma against your son. That is karma against your son and with the mother and father. Okay, the mother and father was the premature part. All right, you chose. Remember, you choose how people are going to come into your lives. You choose your soul contract. You choose the people that you're going to intertwine with and how their life is going to play out, how your life is going to play out, and so on and so forth. You know all this before you're even born.
That particular situation is 3 separate soul contracts that are intertwined.
But remember, that is 3 separate soul contracts that are intertwined with each other. So your son, yourself, and you, again, all of you are paying off karma in some way. Not all together, separately, but you're all paying off karma from a past life.
Exactly, cool guy. When you're talking about individuals, karma with individuals is one thing. But again, you have to remember that karma can be intertwined with other people's karma. The person that is supposed to learn humility.
Can I just say something? Cool guy, if you're going to answer everybody's questions, then I might as well shut off the computer. right? But carry on. Go ahead, cool guy. You're doing a great job. Go on. Go on, Rob.
The intertwined soul contracts. One person could, their purpose at that point could be to learn humility, while the other person is paying off karma from the other end of the thing. Somebody does something bad, they have to come back as the person that has it done to them to understand their karmic reactions in their previous life. Everybody's karma is intertwined. Individually, it's easier to grasp, but collectively it becomes a little bit more intertwined and difficult to understand.
Always remember that everything happens for a reason. Nothing is a coincidence. It is all a part of the soul contract that we have all signed up for.
Exactly, Sylvia. Sometimes we're part of the problem instead of being part of the solution.
Yes. China, you have a good comment there. A large part of karma is forgiveness. Yes, you forgive other people. You don't hold resentment. You don't hold anger. You don't hold that, stuff in. You forgive them and you let it go, right? Again, it's forgiving, it's learning, it's sharing, it's coming together and being one with each other, okay? He's ruining your reading? Okay, I don't know what she meant by that, but cool guy. Can you explain to Greg about souls being intertwined? Okay, I don't think he's constant. Well, what's the word?
I don't know, something else going on.
There's something else going on here. We're just going to stop for a minute, okay? Okay, can someone punch? There we go. Okay, thank you. Also, with karma, it's your soul contract, okay? You can't stop a contract when you're supposed to fulfill the contract. You can't change contract. You can't make your soul contract and then come down to the earthly plane and say you're 20 years into your soul contract and you say, okay, you know what? I don't like this contract. I'm going to change it. No, you can't do that. That's not how it works. You do that and you're going to have problems with the divine. Again, we get 3 extra points, whether we choose to take them or not, and we don't know what they are. They will present themselves when that time pops up. Like for me, for instance, when I was a premature baby, okay, that was a karmic lesson that I had to learn. My parents' life, my dad's life, somehow it was all intertwined. It was the 3 of us, plain and simple, and we had to work off karma, right? And again, we did that obviously, but that exit point, one of my exit points was at that time if I wanted to go back to the divine or not, and I did not choose that exit point. I carried on, and that's why I'm here today. So we get 3 exit points, and you will know the exit points once you've, experience your life, and you're thinking, okay, for instance, you're going down the highway, okay, and it's really, really slippery, it's black ice, and it's a horrible, horrible snowstorm, and a whole bunch of things aren't going well in your life. Your mind is really, really foggy. You're not thinking clearly, you're not thinking straight, and you're just thinking, I should just do her in. I've had enough. I'm done. Yeah, you can put that car into the guardrail and go to the divine, absolutely. But the chances of you getting a walk-in is very great. Now, with that being said, be very, very careful, okay? Even though we get exit points, there are walk-ins, okay? They are spirits from the divine that have crossed over, that have died very suddenly, and they want to get back ASAP. They don't want to be reborn. They just want to get back, and they don't care whose body they have to overtake, but they're willing to come back, okay? So that person that's going down that highway that's on slippery ice and says, you know what? I can't do it no more. I can't do it no more. I'm going to put her in the guardrail. And boom, they go into the guardrail. Okay? And you get a walk-in that is right there saying, here's my chance. This guy is going to put it into the guardrail and I can jump in and I can take his body. And you can. Okay? They're called walk-ins. That is another topic. That will be open for discussion next Wednesday. Write that down, Rob, please. Okay. Again, they're walk-ins. They can jump in and take over the body that you chose to leave. So this is where people come forth and say, oh my God, medical doctors have claimed they are suffering severely from amnesia, or they have complete memory loss. If they ever remember their past, is totally their choice. And this person
That's an example.
is an example, okay? This person smokes, and the person that you knew who was driving the car, because they look identical to the person that was driving the vehicle. They just have a different soul. They just have a different soul. And all of a sudden, this person, say he was married, and the wife is looking and saying, why are you smoking? You never used to smoke. I don't know. I want to smoke. Or why are you eating Rice Krispies? You hated dry cereals. Why are you eating dry cereal? I don't know. I just had a taste for dry cereal. And there's different, scenarios where they're not like the person that
Okay, so
they pass. But that's another topic, okay? But yes, they can jump in and take over your body. Absolutely. They are called walk-ins. And that's what they're doing. That's why they're called a walk-in, is because they're waiting. They're waiting souls that are waiting, or they're waiting souls for other people that are having a hard time, that can't deal with their life, to have a sudden death. Okay. Now, again, they're not people that, take a gun to their head and blow their head off or anything like that. These are like car accidents where there's a chance of survival, operations.
This is another topic.
It is another topic. Just let me finish. People that are on the operating table and they don't want to live anymore. Another soul can jump in. Absolutely. They're called walk-ins, and that is going to be our next topic for next Wednesday. So, yes, it is very, very true. Okay, so any other questions? Free will and free choice. That's the sad part. They can do what they want. And again, Jesus died for our sins. There was Adam and Eve in the garden, and they chose free will. And
Okay, but
it's very, very sad what other people do. You can't justify their reason. Well, I'll let you answer that.
okay, Clementina or Tina, you have to remember that your soul contract is made before you're born. And regardless of wanting to possibly change it or stop it, it is in place for the duration of your life. And you have chosen this prior. You may not have the awareness of doing this. You say you have to walk away from the people I love for my own sanity. Is this a soul contract or divine purpose? It may have to do more with your soul contract, than it does divine purpose. But divine purpose is part of how your soul contract is put together and collaborated.
When you say that you've had to walk away from people that you love for your own sanity, that was your free will, that was your choice. Did your soul at that time know that it was time to walk away? Did your soul at that time tell you, okay, you've learned the lessons that you need to learn, you have to break yourself free from the people that you love and move on? Absolutely. That is your soul contract. You knew that you were going to walk away from those people before you were even brought here. Okay, you knew how things were going to play out. That's why our memories are erased from us before we even get here, because we won't learn, we won't grow, we won't evolve, we won't experience the things that we're meant to experience. And this is hard to say, okay? And you can agree with me or disagree with me, it's fine. But what you went through with the people that you had to walk away, those were lessons that you had to learn. Good, bad, or indifferent. It was part of your soul contract.
An easy way to understand it is quite simply this. If you are aware of the outcome that you're supposed to fulfill, it's very easy to say, okay, I've learned that, let's move on. Think of it as a child. When you're trying to teach a child something and they constantly say, I know. Well, if they knew, they wouldn't be saying, I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so if we were to know what our soul contract was, consciously know it, chances are we wouldn't be taking the necessary steps to develop our souls. First question for you, is your soulmate part of karma?
Yes, absolutely. But again, don't mix the two up. There's karmic soulmates and your genuine soulmate, your divine, destined, fated soulmate. Again, we have up to 7 per lifetime. Your karmic soulmate is, okay. Another, I like the way that you're wording it, but it's not the proper way to word it. Is your soulmate a part of karma? Absolutely, because you learn, grow, and evolve with that particular person. You both are put in a relationship where you both learn, appreciate, grow, develop, and thrive together. If it is with the person that you're meant to be with. Okay? Again, we have karmic relationships that, such as Clementina, that asked or that had said that she had to walk away from. Okay, those are karmic lessons that she had. That she had to learn. That's the same thing with a karmic soulmate. Okay, that is a karmic lesson that you have to learn. But
they could very well be learning a lesson too.
Yes. Don't think about it that it's just you that is learning, okay? It's also them. It goes both ways, okay? I always say that to everybody. When divine timing is very much at work in your life, and it is all the time, it's constantly doing it, okay? They're constantly around us. There's no if, and, maybes, or buts about it. Just because you're going through divine timing doesn't mean no one else is. Everybody is going through divine timing. Plain and simple. We're all one, right? Again, when you're in a soulmate relationship and the divine brings you together, it brought him to you and you to them. You both experience it at the same time. And it's like a magnet that draws the two of you together. So, but regarding that's different lessons. But regarding your soulmate and karma, again, don't confuse the two. There are karmic relationships that you do have to go through, okay, where you confuse the fact that you think the person is actually a soulmate. But no, there are genuine soulmates, and you'll know the difference. You will, trust me. Where two people are destined, fated to be together, such as twin flame soulmate, okay? You'll feel each other's wants, needs, desires, heartaches, pain, sorrow, suffering. You'll feel their energy, I'll word it that way. and you'll be able to feel their energy. They'll be able to feel your energy, and the forces bring the two of you together. You connect on a physical level, but you also connect on the most utmost a spiritual level possible. That is not a karmic lesson. That is divine love that has brought the two of you together. Okay.
Gail Gilbert. There are no dumb questions, Gail. Do you have teeth on the other side? Can I kiss my mom and hug her?
Aww.
Can you see through the bottle?
Absolutely. Okay. So again, when this is totally off topic, but it's okay. What is that dinging?
It's your phone. I'm trying to stop it.
Sorry. It just keeps coming in my left ear and over here. Absolutely. With the divine on the other side. Now, always remember this, okay? And please take comfort in it. When they come to us, okay, they come in recognizable form. They'll usually, and I mean usually, take up the form that you will recognize them. Either they'll be younger, and they'll be healthy. They will have teeth, absolutely. Even though, like my mom, right? She had dentures. She had, and I'll get into this. She had severe heart problems, and she used a lot of nitroglycerin that ate away at her teeth and everything. So she eventually said, you know what? I don't want to go around like this. And she had them removed, and she had dentures put in place for her. Because of the nitro. And can you talk? Talk. No dead air time.
Okay, so
Tell her yes.
Okay, so Gail, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So Gail, yeah, it's you have to remember that part of what we experience in the afterlife when we go to meet the divine and our makers and are reunited with family members that passed on before us is partially based on our belief systems. If you believe that everybody is just a ball of light and that is a belief that you can't change and shake, then when you get there, everybody will be a ball of light. But you won't see them as a ball of light. You will see them as the people you love, whether it's your mom or your dad. The divine doesn't want us to spend eternity in a state of pain or in a state of what we would ourselves consider as ugliness. The vision of who we are when we're there, as others see us or as we see ourselves, is going to be our best form. So if for whatever reason you don't have your teeth anymore and you walk with a limp, well, the limp and the lack of teeth are not going to be there in the presence of the divine. He is going to allow you to be represented by the best possible version of yourself that you feel is the best possible version of yourself. Okay, so if you live to be 125 years old and you're all wrinkled and gray, how you appear in the afterlife could be as the 29-year-old person that you were. It doesn't mean that how we look now is how we're going to look then. We're going to look like ourselves, but we're going to look as ourselves in the best form that we accept ourselves to be. When people do bad things to others, just karma comes in this life or another. Does the divine work on a case-by-case basis? Karma can occur during the same lifetime or be carried over into the next lifetime. Does the divine work on a case-by-case basis? I would say yes. I mean, we're all individuals. We're all separate souls uniting as one. But I think we answered this a little while ago. Some karma will take place during the same lifetime. Other karma, no. It could take 2 lifetimes or several lifetimes. Like An example of karma happening in this lifetime. You're a thief. You go to break into someone's house and you steal their TV and their VCRs and their CD players and their computers and their cameras and anything of value. Okay, and you think there's nothing wrong with it. Well, karma could be that, while you're out doing this, somebody's breaking into your house, stealing all the stuff you stole from everybody else.
Or the lightning is hitting your house, or rain is flooding your basement, or someone set your house on fire,
Or you
someone
go to jump in your car and take off and it won't start in the constant.
Exactly. Karma works in mysterious ways. Why? Because it's from the divine. It's all the divine. You see how it's all connected. All the dots are completely connected. Just before I get to Hermione, again, I'm sorry. I was distracted. Gail, absolutely. I'm sorry. It's my chest. It's, yeah. Anyhow, Gail, with your mom or your parents with teeth, absolutely. Again, spirit can take on many forms, okay, especially when we cross over. So when we do cross over, they're going to take their physical body. They can have it. They can have that physical form for as long as they want it. They just shed it in the physical realm, okay? But in order to, so you won't be scared when you see them, because they're balls of beautiful, beautiful energy, okay? Like beautiful, beautiful, succulent, fluorescent white balls with love that penetrates the energy of pure love and divine light, okay? So, of course, you're not going to recognize, you'll sense, you'll feel the energy of the love and everything, but again, they will take on physical form once you do cross over, okay? You will be able to actually see them, and you're going to say, oh my God, you look so young, and look at your teeth. They're all back to the way that they were before they even came here. So absolutely. But once you get more into, again, when you go to the divine, it is a more in-depth growth period. You grow, you learn how to use your new form body. And your new form body is in energy. And energy, one thought, you can manifest, boom, you have it right in front of you, okay? And they can move in many different places all in one time, okay? All they have to do is think, and boom, they have it, or what they're thinking. And always remember that the divine, they can hear your thoughts. They know what you're thinking. They know what you want. They hear your prayers. They hear your longingness. They hear everything. Why? Because they are connected with us 100%. There is a very, 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 and I'm saying very thin. Saran wrap, that's how thin the veil is from this to the divine. It's so thin. And with the shift happening all around us, you got to remember, Mother Earth is healing and things are starting to grow. People are awakening and knowing that the government is controlling us and we're like robots. No, you can't do this, you can do that, or you can't do this and you can't do that. People are starting to say, hey, wait a second, this isn't the way that we're supposed to live. This is not what the divine wants. And they're wakening up to all of this. And they're starting to awaken. Easily put. So yeah, but when they come to us, especially if we're in the physical form, they come to us in an apparition. They can also come in orbs and everything else and flashes of light, but they come in apparitions, and usually the apparitions or silhouettes is the form of what they had when they were here on the earthly plane. But absolutely, when you do greet them, once you do cross, okay, and the cross-ition period is like, close your eyes, take your last breath, boom, you're there, okay? Plain and simple. A lot of people think that you stick around and watch your own funeral. No, you don't. No, you can if you want to. This is why a lot of people have said, well, you're beginning to process how you can move and everything in the divine, because you can go to any dimension that you want, and you can come back and see if family members are, you can help heal them while they're processing your death and so on and so forth. And you can put thoughts into their mind that can guide them back to you, that can give them strength and courage and understanding of why you did pass on and so on and so forth. But yes, they come in spirit form. But once you develop into your own spiritual form, once you do cross over, you become exactly like them, even more beautiful. Okay. Okay, so did you answer Sunshine? Or sorry, Himani. How do we realize our karmic debt is complete with our soulmate, and how do we know that the next soulmate is our true partner?
You sort of answered that already.
You will know. You will know when you're not learning. What I mean by that is, I'll give you an example. Okay, the person was totally dishonest with you, and you found out that they lied and everything else to you. Okay, not cheated. No. They just lied to you, and you had to come to terms with somebody who was constantly lying to you. Say they were a pathological liar. Okay, and everything they said was a lie, right? When you come to terms with understanding, probably you can pretty well guarantee that what you are learning is how to develop trust in somebody who lies, right? And once you learn that lesson, the divine will break the two of you so you go like that. More than likely, you'll start to grow away from each other and go in different directions. That's how you know your karmic purpose is now complete. And the divine sends you signs. They give you signs. They give you numbers. They give you letters, synchronicity form. Cool guy, can you confirm this? Again, he did, cool guy has a great thing in the group of synchronicities, okay? 222s, 1111, the threes. Cool guy, me and Rob, we all see the threes. We all three of us know that we're in for an awakening of some sort. We don't know exactly what's going to transpire. Trust me, we're working on it, and but we don't know. We've been seeing the threes for quite a while. Rob sees the fours all the time. Again, the divine will send you the messages, and if you're open and you're receptive to it, you will see it. Again, you have to be open-minded. You have to know what to look for, and we've covered this, yes, in many other videos that we have done. Again, synchronicity form could be letters, and it could be numbers. Again, on license plates, on billboards, on cars, radios, laptops, computers, clocks, telephones, you name it.
Like the day that I saw our subscribers was 33,333.
Yes, like Rob.
Video uploaded was 333 at 3 hours and 33 minutes.
Okay, Rob, for instance, he is seeing the threes like crazy. When he looked at our subscribers, it was 33,333. When he looked today at the clock,
that exact same moment.
That exact same moment.
There was also 333 views on the latest video that we had uploaded.
There was 333.
After it had been on for 3 hours and 33 minutes.
Yes, you guys can hear him. I know you guys can. So it's exactly like that. Those are synchronicities. You've been seeing, again, yes, 10 and 10, 11, 11, 333, 555. You are in for a great awakening, which means that your ideal partner, soulmate, is coming in, Himani. That's what I'm saying. Be open to the signs. Know what to look for. Just don't look at the clock and, like I see right now, 10:53. Say it said 10:33. Okay. And I see 10:33, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's 10:33, and I go on and do whatever I'm doing, and I don't think about it again. Well, that's a divine synchronicity, right? That's the divine sending me a message saying, wake up, something new is coming in, and you get rewarded for the karmic that you pay off, which is a new beginning, which is your divine twin flame soulmate or your divine soulmate that comes into your life. Okay, but don't get confused with fake twins. Okay, that is very, very important because there are relationships out there. Again, it is karma that you have to learn that somebody will present themselves and you'll think and feel that they are a twin, whether in fact it is a true fake twin flame. Okay, but that's another. Tina. Clementina. It could have been shock when he stayed. Okay. It's not that he stayed. Okay. Once they do cross, when they close their eyes, they automatically go to the divine. Why? Because the angel of death, loved ones, ancestors come for them. They know that they're going to transition before they transition. Okay, they get signs. Trust me, they get signs. Again, they go, and they're reunited. They know that they are loved and wanted and needed. However, they are allowed to transport back. My father did, and your father did. Why? I was grieving. I was grieving very badly. You had to be grieving, your family had to be grieving, and they feel that they have to be there in order to help, in order to ease the pain, to give you comfort, just to be there for you, because they don't want you to go through the pain, the heartache, the sorrow, and the suffering, because they know that the place that they are in, that they're going to, is 100% better. It's 1,000 times, trillion times better than this one. That's why.
Okay, so.
And you can feel that. And you can feel their energy. More than likely, it was cold energy around you, or it could have been warm. It can be either or. And yeah, they want to be with you to make sure that you're going through this transition period, that you can accept it and you can adapt to it, because they don't want you to feel the pain. They don't want you to go through all this heartache and sorrow and suffering. And because once they cross over, before actually they cross, the pain is gone. The pain is gone before they actually cross over. When the divine, okay, I'm going to give you, what can I use as an example? I'm going to use my pins. Okay, so there's a pen, and here's a pen. I'm going to go that way. This is the divine, okay, because it's blue. And this is, say, your dad, okay? Your dad's getting close to passing, okay? Whether it's sudden, whatever, it doesn't matter. The divine knows everything that is going on, okay? They know our thoughts. They know what we're thinking. They know how things are going to play out. They know the beginning. They know the in-between. They know it all because it's their plan that we're living out with our soul contract, okay? So just before the death period starts, okay? Okay, see how close that is? That's so close, right? Now, that's even closer. At this, what are you doing?
You can still see.
You can still see me. Okay, at this point, right now, they will see loved ones, guardian angels, spirit guides from the divine. Okay? And then they close their eyes, take their last breath, they're gone. But they can come back.
Okay, I'm going to try something here.
Rob's going to try something, so just bear with us.
I hope you're not going to lose anything.
And they can still see me, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so anyhow, yeah. So loved ones, just before they're about to take their last breath, okay, they've already connected. Their soul has already left and gone to the other side, okay? And then it's done. But they're welcome to come back, and a lot of people do. A lot of come back and see their own funerals. Not a lot, but a fair bit of them do. A lot of them don't want to go through what they experienced because it was too traumatizing for them, especially the way that they died. All right. Even though it was their soul contract, they don't want to rehash that. So they have the ability to block out a lot of things. However, they do come around to offer their guidance, to be there for us, to help take the pain away, the sorrow, the suffering, everything. Trust me, I know. Okay. There was another question. You're going way up on me. Hermione, I believe it was.
Just commenting on butterflies and things.
Yes, butterflies. Again, it could synchronicity form. It can be letters, coins, feathers, butterflies, ladybugs, hummingbirds, cardinals, you name it. As long as even insects, okay? Dragonflies, grasshoppers. I'm not going to say ants because they multiply anyways, but like things that are attached that you have a significant meaning to. Okay. Again, those are our guardian angels. Those are our spirit guides. That's the divine. That's letting you know that major changes, major transformations are taking place in your life, and that you have your ideal partner, soulmate that's coming in, but you don't just have that. Okay. Again, with major changes and major transformations, such as Rob with the 333s, or me, or Cool Guy with the 333s. That means your whole life and everybody included around you. Okay, that it is going to affect them as well as you. Okay, so know that more than likely they're getting the same things as you, just you're more open to it and they're less receptive to it. Okay, so try to get them, more open-minded so they can be on the same page as everybody, right? Can I see the mouse, please? Sorry, I'm just going back. Okay, where are you? Really need to talk. To whom? Oh, okay. Did you post the link to the Facebook?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. Rob left the room and he took. Yeah. All right. So Havani, that's where we were. Oh, okay, cool guy. I asked the universe to show me butterflies. Then I asked Q in informative, and I've been seeing them. That's the divine sending you messages and synchronicities. Pay attention to it. Okay, Clementina Goodwin said her dad stayed around for about 2 years with her. They can stay around actually as long as they want. Okay. For instance, when my mom passed away in November, not this year, 13 years ago. And she came back. Oh, goodness. It was about 2 years after she passed that she came forth. And she started showing me, well, I had a really bad accident. I don't know if you remember or whatnot. I told you this before, but I fell down the flight of stairs. To make a long story short, I had no cuts, no bruises, no nothing on me. I should have died, but I didn't. And it was my mom and my sister that saved me. Yeah, I should have, because they were deep, dark, cemented stairs. And I should have had bruises. I should have, broke my neck, but nothing. Anyhow, my mom showed up then, also with perfume. I tasted her perfume in my mouth, on my clothes. I did everything. I thought it was my imagination at first, and it wasn't. And then I started seeing her affirmations, and then I started seeing the visualizations of my mother and my sister. My sister was sitting on my bed, so on and so forth. And this was, about 1.5, 2 years after my mom passed. But I was going through a hard time. You got to remember, loved ones can come in at any period of your life. If you're going through a hard time, even if you're not going through a hard time, they just want to come in and give you praise, especially if you're welcoming in a new child, or someone is graduating, or you got a promotion that really meant a big deal to you, or you opened up that business and you're sitting there and you're saying, gee, I wonder if Dad would be really proud of me. And you're really focused on their energy, thinking, I wonder how proud they would be of me. Would they be proud? And all of a sudden you get that feeling and that warmth around you, and you're like, uh-oh, they're around me. I know they're around me. They're letting you know that they are proud of you. So it's not uncommon. Again, they can come in from death right up until any give and take moment of your life that they can come in. Okay. Anything else?
On karma.
On karma. All right. Would you like to answer her, Manny? Lori, can you guide on not repeating the same mistakes or cycles with soulmates or having free will? I can't tell you that you can't have free will, because we all do. It's plain and simple. We're here to learn, right? Again, I can guide you on not repeating the same mistakes or cycles. Can you stop karma? Yes, you can. And that's when you get a reading, for instance. And I brought this up earlier: the justice card and the judgment card. Okay, justice is what you reap, what you sow. Okay, it also has other meanings, but I'm not going to go there. But again, justice card is reaping what you sow. The judgment card is a new beginning. It is the divine giving you the new beginning, new opportunity. So again, it's learning from your mistakes. You're going to know what your mistakes are that you're making deep within yourself. Like Rob brought up, someone who keeps making the same mistakes and someone is pointing them out to them, and they keep saying, I know, but yet they keep making the same mistake over and over again. That's the same cycle. You might as well be, throwing a bird at a stone and hoping that it's not going to hit it, right? Yeah, go ahead. Rob wants to say something. Speak up.
It's not a question of stopping karma, because karma can't be stopped, as we know. The question now is about free will and stopping behavior that repeats karmic behavior. Is that the question, Imani? Because karma is going to happen in your life. Once you've learned the lesson, you have to be able to recognize the behaviors that led to that happening, right? Right?
I'm listening, yes.
I know, I'm looking at you, you're doing this.
Oh, no, I just waved at Mosque Felisa. She just said hi, Lauren.
Yeah. So the free will comes into play when how you choose to live your life is free will. And karmic relationships are only going to repeat if you allow them to repeat. Correct or not?
Yes, absolutely. She also said yes, and also trust in having free will. Yeah, so if you reading the newsfeed, if you trust that you've learned your mistakes and you've learned from them, and you know that you're not going to repeat them again, and trust me, you will, okay? Or you'll have that moment where it's like deja vu, and you'll think, wait a second, I've gone through this already. I don't want to go through it again. And you'll back away. You'll know that you've gone through it, that you don't want it again, and you'll say, done. It's like being in a relationship with somebody where you thought that you really loved them, and say you're planning on getting married to them and whatever, and for some reason you just found out things about them, or you learned things from them that you didn't really like, that you realized that, hey, I really don't see myself being with this person for the rest of my life. And it's like, well, I don't like the way that they treat me. They kind of yell at me, or they kind of, you know, degrade me in some kind of level, or they put me down, or they don't bring out the best in me, you know? And you sit back and you think, wait a second, I went through that with Joe. I don't want to go through this with Bo. No, I've done that. I've been there. That's how you realize what you've learned, right? You're coming to terms with it in your mind because you're sitting back and you're actually contemplating and analyzing it and thinking it. And you're like, I don't want history to repeat itself. I don't want to live like that. If I wanted to live like that, I would have stayed with Joe instead of going with Bo, right? But I want to go with Ho, for instance. And I'm just giving examples, right? So that's how you know. You sit back and you say, wait a second. I've learned that. I've done that. I'm not doing it again. That's karma telling you, hey, wake up and be risen because you got a new beginning that's coming in. Always remember, when one thing closes, a new thing opens up for you. Brand new. It's divine timing. That's the way it works. One karmic situation ends, a new one begins. I'm not saying it's karma, but they're rewarding you for what you paid off in your efforts.
Okay, so any other questions pertaining to karma?
Is there any more questions pertaining to karma? Is that our dog barking?
Yeah.
Yes. It's our dog barking.
Well, he was over there whining.
I know. So any more questions pertaining to karma? Again, guys, karma is a learning experience. We all go through it. And Clementina, if you have another question, please. Again, if you have, it's a learning experience, what we go through. We reap what we sow, Be kind to each other. No racism, no judgment. Again, leaves. And for some reason, I have this weird accent coming out tonight. I don't know why. That is more of a personal question. I don't know that just by looking at the screen. Cool guy, if you could answer that for Clementina, it would be great. What I'm getting from my spirit guides and guardian angels, yes. Okay. Cool guy, would you be kind enough to comment on Clementina? Again, with my spirit guides and guardian angels, yes, you are. Yes, I know you're referring to your person. Yes.
Yeah, but this is a topic night. Right?
But that's a topic night, okay?
That's for Q&A.
Or Q&A. This is a topic night. That's for Q&A. So, what else was it? What was I going to say? Oh, again, with karma, you got to learn in order to grow. Okay, there is no perfect people out there. I'm far from perfect. Rob's far from perfect. Cool guy, JJ, Tanya, Hamani, China, Gail, everybody. There's no perfect people. If there was perfect people, we'd live in the perfect world, right?
And we wouldn't have anything to do on the channel.
And we wouldn't have anything to do on the channel, but we wouldn't grow as human beings. And that's the whole purpose of karma, is to grow, to learn, and evolve as human beings, and to love, to appreciate, and accept each other for good, bad, or indifferent. Let go of the resentment. Let go of the heartache, the pain, the sorrow, the anger, the hatred. Let go of the racism. Let all that BS go, and you will see the benefits in your life change considerably, especially if you let ego go. And ego is the person that you're made up of, your beliefs, right? What gives you the right choices and everything. Let your ego go. So you're not judging, you're not resenting, you're not full of anger, hatred, sorrow, and suffering. So you can learn, grow, and awaken to one. And that's all we are. We're all connected. It's like I keep saying, We're like on the diagram. Remember back in school how we had to connect the dots and it was like a big giraffe? Well, think of it as a galaxy with all the dots, and you connect all the dots, and what do you have? Oneness. And that's what we all are, is pure oneness. No good, bad, or indifferent. Okay?
Basically, be open to learning, be accepting of different views.
Can you just talk a little higher?
I'm trying.
I know. Be open to learning, be open to different views.
Take from it what works.
Take from it what works.
Act upon your beliefs once you adjust them, and spread love.
Yeah. Plain and simple. And again, we are who we are, and don't live your life like, okay, I don't want to do anything bad because karma's going to bite me in the ass. Don't be like that. Live your life the way that you want to live your life, but stay on the divine path. And that's very, very easy. Just don't judge people. Don't hold anger, resentment, or any of that. Don't be racist. Love each and every one. Be kind.
Growth stops when you turn off the learning.
Yeah, remember, it's a learning experience. The whole, from birth to death, is constantly learning and knowing with each and every one. Okay? And yeah, always forgive. Don't judge. Don't belittle. Just be kind. Reach out to other people. And even if they don't reach out to you, hey, that's karma that has to deal with them. Just know that you're working on the karma in your life and you're growing as an individual towards enlightenment, towards the divine. And you will see such a difference. You'll be rewarded for things that you never thought possible. You think a person that has been in say, I don't know, a rapist, for instance. I'm just putting that out there, a rapist. Do you think that person is going to be rewarded in their lifetime for all the bad things that they've done, all the judging and everything else? No. If anything, they're going to have a horrific life, right? Well, reverse it. Someone who is good, right? Someone who gives and appreciates and loves somebody. Are they going to be rewarded for what they've done in their life? Yeah, big time. Think about it that way.
It always will catch up to you in the end.
Yes, exactly. Just as Cool Guy says, and love each other, even who hate and bless your enemies. So they block your negative energies. Again, it is all connected, negative and positiveness, right? You want to leave the negativeness, you want to embrace the positiveness. Positive energy brings in positiveness.
One final note, guys, and the cool this guy says you forgive for yourself. You can forgive anybody you want. Whether they choose to accept your forgiveness or not, they have to come to terms with that with the divine.
Exactly. Yeah.
But be the bigger person, be the person that forgives.
Yes, be the bigger person, be the better person, forgive and let go. Life is too short. Before we know it, we're at the end and we're with the divine and our loved ones, and we may not get a chance to come back into a humanly form. Again, it depends on karma, right? If we've done really, really good with karma, the chances are you won't be coming back.
I want to come back as a puppy so I can lay around all day.
Yeah, or you may not come back in the human form. You may come back in pet form. Who knows? It was funny. I went into my Akashic records the other day, and I told Rob. I said, I went into 3 lifetimes. I'm not sure the spans. As Rob said, they weren't one lifetime after another, but they were periods that I had lived, and I only did 3. One, I was a woman, a school teacher actually, and I was hung by a tree. Another one, I was a man, and I don't know what happened to him. I didn't fully elaborate on that one. And the other one, oh yes, I passed away from an illness. And the other one, I was a baby, and I never grew up. I died in baby form. And I came out of my office, and I was looking inquisitive. And Rob looked at me and he goes, "Well," and I said, "I don't know. I was hung from a tree. I was a school teacher. I was a man, and I was a baby. And I don't know what the hell I did, but I must have been a badass, as I said. And but I'm going to explore even more into the Akashic records. I have to get further into it. I wanted Rob and I to do it ourselves, but I decided that I was going to do it, and I was kind of rushed for time, so I never got to fully involve myself into it. But it's something that I want to do that when I get more opportunities. I am very, very backlogged with personal and private readings, plus the tarot readings. I have the 12s coming up. They should be up tomorrow, actually, for July. And then the Twin Flame Soulmates be released on Friday, and then Saturday night's Q&A. So everybody, you got questions for Q&A for Saturday night? Please email your questions in. Rob is also going to put up a poll. Okay. We talked. Okay, just look for the poll. The reason why is because we want to be on so everybody can come in. So we're going to change the time frame on that. I'm not going to get into it right now, but you're just going to see the poll on the YouTube feed. Please comment on the poll, okay? It's about specific times of when we're going to come on live. Also, if you email your question in, okay, you are guaranteed to be answered right away. Like within the first hour, your question will be answered. No ifs, and maybes, or buts about it. Okay. If you come in like 5 minutes prior to the time that the cutoff is, your question is going to be answered last. And it could be 3, 4, 5 hours later. And we don't want that. We want to go as quickly as possible and as smoothly as possible. Okay. And we're trying to better it for everybody's experience. Okay. So if you can please, yeah. Oh my God. Yes. Duh. Thank you, cool guy. Again, we want it to go as smooth as possible, and we want everybody's transition in it to be very, calm, cool, and easy. You come on, get your answer, and you can do whatever you want to do. You don't have to hang around and wait long periods of time, right? And the more you donate to the channel, what was it? I'm only kidding. Anything else?
No, just email the questions in.
Yes,
please.
email your questions in. That would be great. And Clementina, yes, we have received it. Email your questions in, and it'll be answered right away. So you're not waiting and waiting. I do go for. You're very, very welcome, cool guy.
The more questions we have emailed in, the more we can answer.
Yes.
But as the group grows, people remember, we can't be on for 8, 9, 10 hours. So whatever we can do to streamline it now is going to help us then.
Yes, remember, okay, guys, I want you to take in consideration that even with Cool Guy, myself, and Rob, our energies get very, very drained, okay? All 3 of us. And there is a reason for that. I'm not going to divulge it right now, but again, we all get drained, okay? And so if you get your messages in a lot earlier, or your questions, your single questions in, emailed, you're guaranteed those are going to be answered right off the hop instead of waiting and just typing it in. And then I'm like, okay, what is this question? And then with all the cards and everything else, this way you're guaranteed that it is going to be answered. And I do read the email questions first.
Okay, something else too. Please don't ask the same question every week.
Yes, a lot of people are asking the same questions every week, and I don't understand why.
It's not fair to people that have new questions or different questions or don't get their questions answered because we're covering the same ground every week.
Like, if it's the same question, reword it in some way, but basically it comes down to the same question. So, I guess you didn't like the first answer that you got, or you're making sure that I'm on ball or something. But again, just please don't answer this, or please don't ask the same question over and over again. Okay, because there is somebody in particular that wanted a question asked last week, and we had to turn them away. We were going on 5.5 hours, and they said, I really need help, I need guidance, and we had to say no. And I feel horrible for doing that. I really do. We just don't have the energy to go any further. Okay, and you got to remember, we're doing it for free, guys. We're not asking for anything, so it's appreciated. Just work with us, and we'll all work with you. Okay, and yeah, exactly, cool guy. It's like you guys are testing me, and I don't understand why. We've gone through this journey together. I mean, for God's sakes, we all put I forget whose father it was, into the light, and that was a heavy, heavy energy session that we did. And I certainly got drained from it. I know Cool Guy did, and I know Rob did. And the mediumship questions, that's why I'm not going to do mediumship on Saturday nights. I love mediumship. I prefer to do mediumship over tarot readings. I'm the first one to tell any of you this.
Doing mediumship for one person,
but doing 70. Exactly. Doing mediumship for one person is okay. Doing it for 2 or 3, that's okay too. But doing it for 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 people, and the questions are, going on and on, you're draining. You're sucking out my energy to the point that I don't have any energy left the next day, because I use my energy to bring in the energy. Okay, and it just completely deflates me. It feels like I've been run over by a truck. And I'm not saying that it's bad. Like when JJ, for instance, last week brought up somebody that was murdered. Okay, yes. Yeah, you already mentioned that, Cool Guy. It depleted me completely. It was, thank God it was the last question of the night. She was gonna ask it before that. Thank God she did not. But that would have finished me off for the night. It was a horrific thing that I seen. It was horrific for Cool Guy for what he's seen, and we both seen it together at the same time, and our energies locked, and it was like a double whammy for both of us. So that's why we don't do mediumship. I love it. Don't get me wrong. You're welcome to book a personalized mediumship reading. I love doing them. I truly do. I love connecting with the divine. I do every single day. But on live Q&A, it just sucks the energy out of me. Then we start having disturbances in our news feeds. The camera starts glitching. We get lags and everything else. So I cannot do mediumship during those Q&As. Okay, that's the only reason why. But again, if you want to book it, you're more than welcome to. You know the email address. Again, if you would like a more personal, privatized reading, I do have specials going on. Just send us an email and we'll be happy to get right back to you. And you can request what cards I use and how I use my cards. And if you want me to pull in my spirit guides and guardian angels, if you want me to do mediumship, like I'm the messenger. Okay, I deliver the messages, plain and simple. Okay, so again, and I've mostly done readings for each and every one of you anyways. And yeah, there's the email address. Again, get your questions in. Again, one question for the Q&A, because it's not fair to the other people that are asking a question. Okay, like people come on and they leave because they see the questions and they're like, oh my God, So
email them in. You'll get answered guaranteed early.
Yeah.
and give the new people an opportunity to come in and ask questions, because the more
Exactly.
questions that we get, the less time we can accept them, because otherwise we're going for 8, 9, 10 hours, and we can't do that.
Yeah, and also, I was going to say something else relating to what you were saying. I know it's in my head. It's like going boing, 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 boing. Yeah, 4 hours and 50 minutes. Exactly. So, yeah.
Before you even ask, I'm not singing tonight.
All right. I'm not singing tonight because of my head. And I'm so
Cool guy will
dry.
sing in the Facebook group.
Yes, cool guy will sing in the Facebook group. It's your turn, cool guy. Catch. I love you, cool guy. Rob loves you so much. We love each and every one of you. Sunshine, Hermione, Gail. There's so many of you. That's what I was going to say. You know, it would be nice to let new people into the group so I can say to them, yes, welcome to the live chat. Please write in your question. We would love to answer it for you. With the same people coming on over and over and over and over and over again, they don't get the same. We don't get a chance to say that. We have to say, I'm sorry, session's closed. Try next Saturday. And we don't know their situation or anything until I feel their energy, right? So I'm not saying don't ask questions. I'm just saying email them in. I'm giving you a heads up. So single questions. So they will be answered right off the hop, right? So it gives other people chances to come in. You will do a duet. Yes, yes, yes. I love you, cool guy. I love you, JJ. Tanya, again, much love to you and deep healing prayers to you. You got this. You're going to kick it in the ass and send COVID on its ass. Plain and simple. And Hermione, we love you. Sunshine, hippie love, Gail, all of you. We love you all so very, very much. Vicky, there's so many of you. There's so many. Much love and light. I see you guys all on Saturday night. Again, look for the poll. Look for the poll and be honest with the poll, okay? And we'll see you all again on Saturday. I love you all so very, very much. Stay safe and awaken. Look for the signs. Love and light always. Good night, love. Good night, everybody. Good night, cool guy. I love you.